What you're seeing is a rough draft of my audition video for the IES Vienna music program. Not exactly Hollywood, I know. But that imperfect beginning is where everything started. I've been studying voice seriously for about 4 years now. Still something of a newbie. Even so, before I ever stepped foot in a college classroom, I knew I wanted to study in Vienna, the birthplace of classical music. The moment I landed in Austria, music became more than a part of my life. It became the very air I breathed. 2 voice lessons a week, accompanist rehearsals, performance classes, and practicing every single day. I filled my days with vocal warm-ups, lyric memorization, and the careful study of operatic history, barely giving myself enough time to breathe. I was one of the few students not from a conservatory, and for a long time, I wondered if I truly belonged. But in those quiet pockets of doubt, something fragile began to take shape among the hustle and bustle of self-validation. Stillness. A space between the notes. A pause in the sound where silence lived. Not empty, but full of possibility. It was in this stillness that I found a new rhythm. A gentle discipline that whispered of rest, of breath, of paying attention to what truly mattered. It was in these moments that I began to listen. And as I settled into this quiet heart, I started to hear music everywhere. Not just in the grandeur of the Staatsoper, the Volksoper, the Musikverein, and the Concerthaus, but woven through the cafes, the parks, the streets, and people themselves. But it was the silence in between, life humming softly beneath, that stirred something deeper. In that silence, I saw the world anew, alive with stories, moments, and the pulse of everyday magic waiting patiently to be heard. Music wasn't confined to a stage. It lived in the rhythm of life itself. In the cobbled streets of Salzburg, the beer tents of Munich, the bars of Edinburgh, the pubs of London, beside the concert goers in Milan, and within the cathedral walls of Paris. The more I listened, the more I heard. Not just arias or orchestras, but footsteps, cafe spoons clinking, the laughter of strangers, church bells, and the hush of snowfall. Every city had its tempo. Every moment had its score. Through it all, I began to understand something deeper. Mahler once said, "What is best in music is not to be found in the notes." I think he meant the silence, the rests, the breath before a note, the space that makes the music meaningful. Because in Vienna, I learned that silence isn't the absence of sound. It's the presence of awareness. It's where life slips in quietly. In those pauses, you notice how your breath rises in anticipation and falls into awe. It's in the moment when the concertmaster tunes her violin and the audience goes quiet. Not waiting, but living in that hush. The bow doesn't call you forward. It anchors you to the now. And that's the real lesson. To slow down, to savor, to breathe, to be. Memories aren't made in the crescendo of ambition. They're made in the rests, in the pauses between motion, where you look around and realize this is it. This is the music. Slow down. Listen for the music that surrounds you, not just in the notes you sing, but in the moments between them. In Vienna, the city of music, I found silence. And in that silence, I found myself. Not in the spotlight or the applause, but in the quiet spaces no one else hears. Because sometimes, the most powerful part of the symphony isn't the crescendo or the final chord. It's the breath before, the pause after, the stillness that holds everything together. The rest is music.